'Cause I'm lonely. I got nobody to tell me I'm wrong.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Channel. It's been a minute since I've been on here, and it's been more like a couple of months, but it's been a really pretty crazy, hectic last couple of months. So I wanted to hop on here and share some of the experiences that I've been going through and some of the insights that I've received through readings and just good old life experience. One thing that's really important that I wanted to talk about today was in regards to accountability. And I know that I've talked about this in other videos before in relation to myself and my past experiences with being able to take accountability for certain things in my own relationship, in my marriage, and how I was able to overcome that. Today, I want to talk about being on the receiving end of that scenario. And so, just to sum it up, basically, there's somebody that has been in my life for a very, very long time. Probably going on around 15, maybe 20 years. By now, about half of my life. And this is somebody I'm really close to. I consider a really dear friend, and they have helped me through so much. I mean, an extraordinary amount of really difficult situations in my life. They're really knowledgeable about people, and they're really good at being objective and giving really good advice and seeing things from, lots of different perspectives. And so I was excited to be able to talk to this person about all the different things that have gone on in this last year. And I have to say, I'm going to be turning 41 in a couple of weeks, and I think without a doubt, my 40th year was by far the most dramatic and traumatic of all of the years in my life, which actually says a lot. So, anyways, it was interesting because we ended up having somewhat of a pretty big disagreement, and it really had everything to do with us having completely different perceptions about something that had happened in the past, which, I think is fairly normal. In fact, reality in and of itself really is just people's perceptions of what took place. And rarely do two people have the same memory or the same idea or the same perception of events that take place. So that's normal, that's to be expected. And I learned a long time ago that I can't really expect somebody, or anybody for that matter, to have the same experience about something, even if it's the same situation, or we're talking about the same memory in and of itself. We're gonna have different memories of that situation, right? So we had a pretty big misunderstanding, and I won't go into the details because that's not important. What's important is the resolution. And I think this is important in all relationships. So, the most important part about this, we could call it an argument, because there were definitely feelings that were hurt and things that were said that really, stuck with me. And the most important part for me in this situation was validating my friend's experience, right? So letting them know that while I didn't agree with what they perceived that my intentions were, because they were very, very off in that scenario, I did find it extremely important to validate that, looking from their point of view and from their perspective, how they may have gotten to jump to those conclusions, essentially. Looking back, I saw that there were certain things that could have been misconstrued. I definitely made sure to validate that for them. However, I did not receive the same courtesy in return. So they explained why they reacted the way that they did, and that's fine. But they definitely didn't validate my own experience in the situation. And I think that that definitely made things even worse. Not that it's a catastrophe or, that it's going to, completely close off any and all communication in the future. I'm a very forgiving person. But it really did make me realize the power in giving somebody the validation that they deserve, in just saying, hey, I realize how or why you may have thought the way that you did. And while that was not my intention to make you feel that way, I want you to know that I care about you enough to recognize that your feelings and your perceptions are important to me. So none of us have to go around and agree about everything. Again, we're all going to have different memories and different ways of thinking about the same situation. But if you truly care about somebody, and this is a relationship that is long-standing, it's important to you, you want to continue having a relationship with this person, I would say one of the most important things is making sure that this person feels validated in their feelings. And it doesn't even have to be an argument that you had. It could simply be something that they are feeling that you don't even understand. And maybe you don't even agree with the way that they are thinking about it or describing it. You see it completely differently. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Your opinion does not matter in the way that because you believe something, that means that the other person should too. Now, you can offer a different perspective on the way that they are seeing something, but you come from a place of, I completely understand how you would come to those conclusions or why you're thinking that way. However, could it be possible that X, Y, and Z is making this situation seem a little bit more dramatic or insurmountable than it really is? Whatever it may be. The point of this video is that whether we agree on each other's perceptions in life or not. And this even goes as far as strangers, right? Um, People get in car accidents all the time and they're constantly blaming each other, absolutely certain that the other person was at fault. I've actually had it happen to me. That is life, that is people, that is relationships. So choose the people and choose the scenarios and choose the relationships that are important to you, and make sure that you validate their experience and the way that they feel about a situation, especially if it's something that happened where feelings were hurt. But also make sure to, what they call, clean up your side of the street, meaning really self-reflect and let that person know how they could have come to those conclusions, things that you may have done even completely unintentionally, but that could have made them feel that you had different intentions than you did. And if everybody practiced this a little bit more often, the world would be a lot easier, much more peaceful, much more fun, and a lot less blame being thrown around. Because at the end of the day, again, it's all about perceptions. So clean up your side of the street, and if you care about your friends or your family, or even it's worth it enough to do with a stranger you have a disagreement with, then by all means, it really does make things easier. And you can walk away from a situation knowing that you did your part in taking accountability. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe,
Tell me I'm
and
wrong.
I'll talk to you guys soon. Aloha.
Save me, 'cause I'm crazy and I got nobody to tell me I'm wrong.